Hi, everyone. You guys, I have hope again. Mamala! Mamala is going to be our next president in the United States that do not seem very united right now. Oh my God, I can't tell you the relief I feel. Like, Grandpa did a great job the last 4 years. He did fucking awesome. He, I think, in my opinion, did the most good in the less amount of time, or however that's, I don't know what I'm trying to say, but like that dude did so much. And he deserves so much credit, but nobody at his age should have to be president of any fucking country. He deserves to be with his family, to enjoy, like just his golden years, I guess they're called. Like nobody should have to be president at his age. And he stepped up and he took one for the team, because we really needed him to. And I feel so bad. Like, I hope he doesn't feel bad, that everybody's like, "Oh, good, step aside, we didn't want you anyway." I hope people don't feel that way. I'm so glad that he did that because I didn't want him to die as president. I really, actually, he could still, because he's still president. I hope he doesn't. But no, like, you shouldn't have to be doing that kind of shit in your golden years. Like, you deserve to lay back, smoke some whatever, drink whatever, have a great time with your family, go on trips, do whatever the fuck you want and not have to worry about taking care of a country. And I don't know, I'm just so happy. Like I was really pro Hillary Clinton because I was like, we need to have a female president. And I've always loved Hillary, but like Kamala Harris, she's the one that's gonna do it. And I I'm starting to not feel that embarrassed about this country anymore. Like she's not even like an official nominee yet or anything like that, but I just know she's going to be our next president, and, like, I am so fucking excited. I just wanted to say that. I'm not trying to be political. I just am like, I have been living in fear, and I'm embarrassed to say that. It's not like I'm cowering in my house or I'm afraid to go outside. I just, what is going to happen in our country in the next few months is so incredibly important because it dictates the future of us. And I really think that she's going to soar and become the next president. And oh my God, we're going to have our first female president in our lifetime. I feel so happy about that. I'm not even in doubt like that she's going to lose because she's not. Anyways, you guys, you're probably sick of me saying things like this, but I'm just going to keep doing it because I see us everywhere. So like I know I said Alanis Morissette was probably autistic, but like you listen to her songs and her lyrics. Like she is autistic. She has the word meltdown on one of her songs. She talks about feeling awkward and, like her songs are about not feeling understood a lot of the times. Like, come on. Also, please don't roll your eyes, but the Rolling Stones, I watched the documentary about them that came out like a couple years ago. And I have come to the conclusion that all of the Rolling Stones are autistic. Okay. Anybody agree with me? Please go watch that documentary and then come back and tell me that they're not. And last night, I watched a Melissa Etheridge documentary that just came out. It's like 2 episodes. I don't know what I was thinking. I think I was like I was working, so I was like, "Oh, this will be like a nice documentary to listen to while I'm doing my work." And no, like halfway through the first episode, I just stopped. I abandoned my work and like I watched that one and then I finished the last one. And is she autistic? I'm wondering. I don't know that much about her. I know her "Come to My Window" song and, like, how popular she was, and, I watched that documentary and I cried at the end of it, and I was like, "Oh my god, this lady is so fucking awesome." She is, like, inspiring these women in prison. It was an unexpected gem, in my opinion. I wasn't expecting to feel that, I don't know, moved by the documentary. I don't know if that's the right way to say it, but I think that I might start listening to a little bit more of her music because I thought she was more like country, but I don't really know a whole lot about like the older Like, that does I should've just I can't edit this out. I don't know what I was trying to say there. I thought she was more country, I guess I'm trying to say. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. That bitch is not country. And, that song that she wrote, if you haven't seen it, you should go see it because she wrote a song just for the women prison, oh my god, I can't even talk. The Leavenworth, I think it was. She wrote a song for these women to inspire them. And I thought that was great. And I thought, look at this lady who is so rich and has lived such a life. And she's performing in prisons and she's giving a hope to people that don't have any. And, I think, I don't know, there's something about when you're a very well-known person. You've got a lot of, like, wealth, like, you don't have to do stuff like that, and I don't know if that comes out the wrong way when I just said that, but, like, she doesn't have to do that shit, you know? People think that rich people and famous people, they're all the same, but they're not because of people like her, and I think it's wonderful that that documentary was made. I think that song that she wrote was really good, and I added it to my playlist, and I just think that if you are looking to cry, because I hear that people watch stuff on purpose to cry, that's baffling to me. What? I'm not gonna go like, "Oh, I wanna cry, let me watch this," because I'm trying not to feel that way. Like, I never have understood that, like, why do you need to watch something to have a feeling? What the fuck? But, yeah, so I had feelings at the end of that, I was like, "Oh, Melissa Etheridge, you're the best." I wonder if she's autistic, though. Um, thank you for listening to whatever the fuck that ramble just was. I did a couple of embarrassing things the other day. I went to Walgreens because I frequent that store, and I don't even remember what I was there for. Yeah, my memory, like, was I there for meds? I don't know what I went there for. But I had to get a couple of things. And so I was up at the register. I don't remember what I was there for because of this moment, because I was up there and like shit was dropping out of like my purse. I dropped my keys. Like, I just told the cashier, I was like, sorry, I don't have my shit together apparently. And they're like, that's okay. Like, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, well, at least I didn't try to leave without paying like the last time. And then like she got quiet. And, like, there was another employee, like, kinda over by where when you walk into the door, you pick up baskets to, like, shop with, like, to put things in your basket. There was another employee there, and they just kind of were, like, looking at each other, and I saw that fucking look, and I'm like, I thought to myself, "Oh my god, why did I fucking say that out loud?" Because I did try to leave without paying, like, last week sometime. I only got 2 steps away from the register before I realized it. I didn't get out the door or anything like that, but, you don't really think about that when you hear somebody say, "At least I didn't try to leave without paying like last time." It just makes me sound like a scoundrel or something. That was so embarrassing. Because then I was like trying to make up for what I said. I was like, "I don't steal. I wasn't trying to steal." And then I tried to explain away. And we all know that when you try to explain away, it just doesn't go over well. So I'm just gonna avoid that store for a couple weeks. Um and then, so what did I do the very next 5 minutes? I got out of Walgreens. Right next door is this tiny little liquor store. And I thought to myself, hmm, I have an inkling for some rum and coke, which was odd. But every few years, I guess it's not odd because every few years I just really want to have some ice cold Diet Coke with Parrot Bay rum. Don't laugh, okay? Parrot Bay, I know. It's like cheerleader liquor, whatever. I liked it. Um, because Parrot Bay, I'm not trying to turn this into like an alcoholic episode. I'm just saying Parrot Bay just never fucked my stomach up. It tasted delicious with Diet Coke. It's such like ice cold with ice cubes. Oh my god. And so I just had this, I was like, oh, it's that time again. I have to go get like, some Diet Coke and a bottle of Parrot Bay and, then that'll be done with that. I don't even know if that sounds like an alcoholic. I'm not. I like to drink that stuff. And so I go into this store and I haven't been there in like since Christmas maybe. When I was getting Janice some alcohol and there's two guys that work in that place and the one that was there was the one I don't like cuz he seems like a fucking dick. I don't know. So I go in there and I'm the only one in there. And I go over to where the parrot bay usually was because they carried it all the time. I went to where it was and it wasn't there. And then the guy comes out from the back because he was back there stalking or something, walks right up to me and he's like, "Oh, what you looking for?" I'm like, "Where's the parrot bay?" He's like, "What? We don't carry that." And I'm like, "You did before." He's like, "No, we didn't." I'm like, "Are you serious? Like, I've bought it here before." "Yes, you did." And then I realized I was like arguing over fucking Parrot Bay. Come on, man. And I was like, "Okay, whatever." So, like, then can you just point me into the direction of like where something comparable is? Like, where's the other rum? And so he just points to this bottle on the shelf right in front of us that is some sort of like a rum cream that you drink straight. And he looked at me and he's like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "That's not comparable because I'm not drinking Parrot Bay straight. Why would I drink this straight?" I was like, "Where is your regular rum?" I was so fucking embarrassed. Then he takes me back to the section where there's rum. And then there's choices. And I want to take my time and make my choice, but the motherfucker just stood there. And oh my God, I hate it because it is the kind of I don't know how to explain it, but like if you've ever been followed in a store, like when I was in the military, I had like so many tattoos and piercings and like people would follow me in these fucking stores thinking I was going to steal something and I don't know what people think when they look at me these days, but the guy just wouldn't leave me alone. And I wanted to be like, "Dude, I'm not going to steal from your shitty little liquor store. I just want a fucking bottle of rum to go with my Diet Coke so I can fucking leave." And, like, you're just, like, just hovering over me like I'm going to steal a bottle of rum and run out the store. I hate people like that. I'm not going back there, at least not till Christmas, but what the I picked Bacardi and I ran because like, I don't know, I've never had that before, and it was rum, and I'm just like, "This dude's not even letting me, like, comfortably make choices without him hovering over me." And I coulda just been like, "Can you not?" But, like, I guess I didn't think that way or whatever, I don't know. I was pretty embarrassed. That was not a good day for store travels. Um, so and then also, we're gonna go see Fortune Feimster this weekend in Niagara Falls, and I am so excited because, like, I'm just checking these comedians off my fucking bucket list because I've seen Chelsea not lately, that was her show, Chelsea Handler, Hannah Gadsby. Now we're gonna see Fortune Feimster. Like, I can't believe I get to see these people in person. It is so awesome. And I love female comics. They're hilarious. I love them. So I'm very excited to go to that. Um, this was a very like random episode, and I'm very sorry about that. Um, I guess all my episodes might be a bit random. I'm not sure. But I also wanted to just say I have another course that I've done that I'm currently doing. It's a mini course. It is over on Substack. I have no idea how you guys are finding me. I don't know if you're coming from listening to the podcast, if you're finding me on like Quora or something. I would love to know. Because I keep seeing people come over to me on Substack and I don't know where they come from. Um, why did I say that? I don't know. But I have a mini course. It's on tapping into your autistic intuition and trusting your gut, which to me, I'm pretty good at. I have always been very good with my intuition. And so I have done 12 lessons. One is being released each day, and so the first lesson's already up. Later today, I will post the second one. It's free. You don't have to pay anything. You just go over to my Substack, and then at the top of the page, there's these different page sections, and it's the one that says something about whatever the name I put for the course because I don't fucking remember. That's embarrassing, but you'll see it at the top of the thing. And then, so like if you want to learn how you can trust your gut a little bit more or not be ashamed about like making decisions based on your gut instincts and your intuition, like, I don't know, go over and like check some stuff out. It's not like elaborate. I have information, I have worksheets, and I hope they're helpful for you. Because I was doing that course when I was doing the first lesson, I remembered this time in my last counseling job where we were in a staff meeting, we were presenting client cases, and I had one come up, and all of the evidence pointed to like this person needs to go inpatient. You know, their lab screens were like positive, like they needed to go inpatient. That's what all the evidence pointed to. And there's different levels of treatment for anybody that's not familiar with it. There's like, you got your outpatient, you got your inpatient, you got your intensive residential, you got your day treatment programs. There's like all different kinds. And so all of the actual evidence, quote, evidence pointed to uh inpatient. But I had this feeling that like there's just something more going on. I remember having this like strong feeling that like I don't know that this person's going to uh I felt like they were going to die. I think I don't know if that's the right I don't know how else to say it, but like I remember sitting that meeting and we were talking about that client and I was just like I had this in the back of my mind for a few days and I just had a strong sense of like if we send this person to inpatient, I don't think they're going to make it past their addiction. Because, like a lot of people go to inpatient and they don't complete the program because it's hard. And it depends on where you're at with your addiction. And I didn't have any evidence for that. And when you're in a clinical setting, when you sit there and say, I have a feeling, people don't want to hear that. And I used to feel so embarrassed and ashamed because I knew that my feelings were right. I knew, like, every time I had a gut about something, like a gut instinct, like something's going to happen. This is how it's going to turn out. It does every fucking time. And so, like, you learn to trust it and you learn to rely on it. And my guts never let me down. I have ignored it and it's told me, hey, bitch, don't ignore me because bad shit's going to happen if you do. But like, I've always trusted my gut. And it's just, I remember having to sit there and defend myself and be like, look, I know, like, I've been doing this for several years. Like, I know this person. Like I know they're not going to make it through inpatient. I just know. And they ended up listening to me that day, which I appreciated, but that wasn't without a couple of eye rolls and some snickers. Like it just fuck those people, man. And who knows, like I'll never know if that was going to come true, but I didn't ever want to find out. I just was like, this is what my gut's telling me to do. And I know that this person needs more than inpatient. And like, I advocated the fuck out of that and they had to listen to me. But, that was like few and far between because I'd had other moments like that, and had feelings about other things about clients. And people are like, if you don't have any proof, like, let's just move on to the next person. And that was so embarrassing. Like, I felt ashamed of my intuition for a long time, even though I kept relying on it. Um, and now I just realize that, people fear what they don't understand, and it's a clinical setting. Like I get it. Like you don't want to just, well, I don't know about your feelings, but you know what? When you're working with people on a regular basis, I think it needs to go a bit beyond the fucking paperwork, right? Like it needs to go into like, what are your conversations like? How are they doing in life? What are their patterns like? And then I would go to these case conferences and I would fucking hate it because they just pass these client folders around like they're just numbers. Like, okay, this one's gonna do this. Okay, let's close this one, move on to this next person. Where are they at? Okay, let's go shove them here. Let's close that folder. Does that make sense? I just felt like a lot of times um addicts were viewed as inconveniences by management. And I never understood it. Like, why are you guys in the field if you don't fucking like what you're doing? And if you don't care about people? And I'm sorry, this is like a tangent, but like in my defense, this episode didn't really have a point. Um, I just needed to get some stuff out and I hope it's relatable. But yeah, so that was a huge tangent, but like I have a mini course over on Substack. Just go on over. If you're bored, it can give you something to do. You can learn about yourself. I highly recommend it if you want to tap into that intuition because I am a firm believer that all of us have it. You just got to find it if you're not used to it. And if you've had it and you've been doubting it or you've been made fun of over it, fuck that, man. No, that shit is real. And just because we can't see something and it's not tangible, it doesn't mean that it isn't real. And so I wanted to just do this little mini course to give you guys something to learn about if you want to. Um okay, well, I'm not good at advertising for myself, so that's it. And thank you very much for listening and I really would like to hear from you guys like Please email me, I would like to, like, make friends with some of you, all of you. I don't know, like, where are you guys? Like, I wanna have, like, I don't know. I'm gonna end this episode and hope that nobody's listening. Goodbye.